Hello, it's Blue Orange 22. I have kind of something of a special video today. I want to talk about something that seems to be happening a lot in society today, but it's something that not a lot of people seem to want to talk about. And it's something that you might see a lot or you hear about it, but it doesn't really get discussed, and people don't seem to be open about talking about it, even though it does happen. And actually happens kind of a lot. And it's about domestic violence happening to men and domestic abuse happening to men, male victims of domestic violence. Um, it's something that people don't really talk about very much, but you do see it actually happen quite a lot, and it does seem to be happening kind of more and more. I'll see a post on Facebook, or I'll hear my friends talking about it, or sometimes I'm even out in public, in the grocery store or at the gym, and like I'll overhear like two guys talking about it, and basically, one of them is saying that my girlfriend or whatever, she went on to me last night. She was hitting me, and she was basically physically hurting me, and it's something that is kind of all over the place. You know, I kind of see it a lot, and you kind of hear about it a lot, and you might even see it, happening in public, or maybe someone that it's happening to. And the thing is, one of the things that MRAs talk about is when you see how it is portrayed in the media, like in a movie or in a commercial. Like, let's say you see, a guy, getting, beat up by his girlfriend. A lot of times it's done in like a funny way. Like you're supposed to laugh at it. You're supposed to think it's like a joke or it's supposed to be funny. And so, we don't think of it as like a serious thing. But you do see stories sometimes of guys going to the hospital or guys even getting murdered. Um, I actually put a couple links in the description below. Check them out. Some pretty serious cases of some dudes getting pretty badly hurt. One guy had a boiling water poured all over him and had to basically go to the hospital. Um, and this is an issue that you'll see MRAs and feminists debate a lot. It's actually one of the main issues of debate between the men's rights movement and between feminists. And one of the things that MRAs say is if you are against gender stereotypes and you want to break down like gender stereotypes and gender roles, and you want say everyone's equal, then how can you ignore it when violence happens to a man? um, it may be true there's a biological difference between men and women, and I do understand that. On average, if you took 100 dudes and 100 women from the street, and had them lift weights and do a bunch of athletic tests or whatever, yeah, on average, men would be stronger. But that doesn't mean that violence against men can't be serious. And it doesn't mean that a man can't be a victim of abuse. Um, Something else MRAs talk about is how the law is sometimes different for male victims, or just the way that society or police react to a man who calls 911, for example. I put another link in the description below, a study that showed sometimes when a man calls 911 because he's the victim of domestic abuse, he actually ends up getting arrested, even though he's the victim and he's the one who called. Um, so it's one of the main issues for the men's rights movement because it does happen actually quite a lot. And I'm going to be making a video in the future about this, kind of a more detailed video, really kind of break it down. Actually, probably more than just one video because it is quite a complicated topic. But I just kind of wanted to introduce it now and ask if anyone wants to share their thoughts in the comments below, or any experiences. Did this happen to you, or do you know someone that this happened to? Have you ever seen this happen, or have you ever heard about this happening to someone? because it does seem like more and more people are kind of taking notice of this, and you do hear about it happening, and it seems to be getting worse. It seems to be happening more frequently. I guess this thing was violence against men, and it's like we act like it doesn't count, or it's like not the same thing. So anyway, um, again, I'm gonna have more videos in the future, kind of more detailed, really kind of break it down, look at what some of the different laws are, look at some of the different studies, and then look at kind of how MRAs and feminists have different opinions, what some of the debates are, what some of the different thoughts are. Um, but for now, feel free to leave your experiences below. Thank you.